Hey guys, it's Mike with Redneck Politics, where real American voices matter. This morning I want to go over it with you on some stuff, especially about this thing with the economy and our government officials standing up and lying straight to our faces about how perfect the economy is when it's not. I don't know what makes Trump believe that he can get up and lie to the American people, tell the American people something, looking directly into the camera and telling people that what they're feeling is not true, that our economy is perfect, is better than it's ever been before. Biden and his administration made it so much worse, and that is not the truth of it. After hearing his State of the Union, address, it bothered me so much with all these lies, and the question was, do the American people believe this? And to me, I believe that no. 80% of the American public knows that this is bullshit. They're living it. They feel it. It's costing them every time they go to the grocery store or write a check out to pay that electric bill, whatever it is. One thing that's really going to mess us up even worse is if we go out and we have a war with Iran, and that is really going to screw our economy to hell and back. Because one of the main things is that we have issued so much help to all these other countries, like Israel and of course the war in Ukraine, that we've actually depleted our stockpile of ammunitions. And that's one of the things that we're going to have to do, is rebuild that stockpile before you just jump out there and start a war with a country that's got 90 million people in this country. And I'm sorry to say, the majority of the Iranians over there have no sympathy for the people here in the West. Now, there are, some good Iranian people that deserve to have a better life than what they're having. But this is their country, and they have to stand up to their country just as we have to do our own. But if that war is started, we're going to go through some hard economic times. Trump, since he's been in office, is talked about how he's brought all these jobs back, to the United States since he took office, which is just a straight up bullshit lie. Because the whole time that Biden was in office, we were reaching up to 200,000 jobs that were being, new jobs in a month of like 200,000. Now we're down to like 15,000 a month on new jobs. So I don't know where he's coming off that our work, everybody's going back to work, everybody's getting raises, we got all these manufacturing jobs coming back, which is just straight up bullshit. Inflation. He goes on about this inflation over and over and over, talking about how high it was, and he's brought it down to where it was, and that's just not the fucking truth, man. And when we come out of COVID, yes, our inflation was at 9%, but that, everybody else across the world was having to deal with their own economic slumps that they were having because of the COVID in their country. But it was at 9%, and Biden got it down to 2.4%. And yes, Trump did beat him by a point. And what I mean is, inflation is now down to 2.3%, to where when Trump took office from Biden, it was at 2.4%. So this bullshit of our economy was worse when Biden was in office, that is not true. It also shows on for like manufacturing, in Trump's first term, he was at about a level of manufacturing around $50 million, and when Biden took office, it went up to $200 $150 billion. Now it's around $200 billion right now. But the big beautiful bill, this thing that they've talked about, he campaigned on and told everybody it was going to do this and was going to do that. You know, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. Well, some of that's not even went in effect yet, so we're still having to wait to see how that plays out. But let's not forget in this big beautiful bill that $4.5 trillion of tax cuts are going to the wealthy. What's going to your regular, everyday American who are down on the poverty scale? You know, they cut 290 million Medicaid recipients off Medicaid, over $200 million to some SNAP beneficiaries that was cut. So amongst all this cutting that he's or all this ad that he says he's doing that's going to help everybody, and it has not. If you don't believe me, ask your farmers growing soybeans. We were now one of the largest exporters to China with soybeans, and now because of the tariffs, that is low, so low it's killing our farmers. Let's talk about our beef contracts, our beef ranchers who have been around for hundreds of years. You know, their families has owned cattle ranches to help supply American people with their beef. Now Trump has done taken and given a $40 billion to Argentina and gave them the beef contract to export their beef to our country, pretty much knocking some of our ranchers completely out of business. And it is so uncalled for. Now that we know these tariffs are unconstitutional, one of the biggest problems is Trump has been saying all this time, every time he gets up and he talks, he's talking about, we've made $18 trillion off of these tariffs. He's not saying that anymore because, see, that has to be paid back if it's now unconstitutional. Now the real facts are coming out, and the real facts is that we've collected about $150 to $160 billion in tariffs, which are going to have to be paid back. And if you break it down, it's costing the average American family about $1,600 to $1,700 per month. So, how are they going to be reimbursed for this? I mean, how is this going to take place? We have no idea. But guys, I wanted to at least come up here and give you some kind of clarity on this economy that is supposedly raging, and we're the richest country in the world. And I'm not saying that we don't have wealth, we do. But if you ask the lower realms of poverty in our country, they're not going to be so, encouraging about it. But these lies that's being told to American people, especially now that midterms are coming up and that Trump is so desperate that he's not going to be on the ballot, but he needs these Republicans to hold their seats, and that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. You have that blue wave coming in. The only thing I hope is not only does it affect the House, it also affects the Senate. So, guys, I did want to give you a little rundown this morning on this economy thing. I hope everybody out there is doing good. Guys, most of all my subscribers know that I don't have a team. I don't have money that I receive for doing this. I basically put out my own money to bring this to you. I enjoy doing it, and I want to bring you the facts, man. And the reason being is it's hard to get the facts out there now, especially from your major media corporations, because they are so scared of Trump's lawsuits, and that's understandable. We do understand that. But it is so bad that when we can have a man intimidate our whole country to try to make people believe things that just are not true. So, guys, if you like this kind of content, hit that alert. Please hit that like. It makes a big difference. And by all means, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be real with you every time. I'm going to bring it to you every time. You're going to know the facts. You might not be able to get it anywhere else, but you're going to say one thing to yourself: if I want the facts, let me go check out Redneck Politics with Mike, because American voices do matter. So guys, with much love and peace, y'all take care, and we'll see you guys the next time. Thank you.